Let's not make a mockery out of the system, okay?
Set! Blue 80! Blue 80! 180! 180! Set!
If the quarterback situation ain't right, then the whole offense is corrupt.
Set!
You can't sell me hope if you ain't got a quarterback.
Set! Blue 80! Blue 80! 180! 180!
That fantasy pick might look good on paper, but what's his role?
Set!
You don't win your fantasy league on draft night. You win it with everything you do before and after.
Welcome to Football is Money, where every snap has a price. Every decision has value. And every Sunday, somebody gets paid. Let's get it! Football is money! That's the mission. Fantasy betting every division. Every touchdown, every decision. We don't chase hype, we chase precision. Football is money. We cashing out, breaking every matchup, no doubt. If it makes dollars, then it makes sense. Welcome to Football is Money. Monday film, Friday picks, Sunday tickets, watch them hit. Fantasy lineups, betting slips, power rankings, championships, quarterbacks, pocket clean, read defenses, know what they mean. No hot takes, no guessing games. We bring numbers, we bring names. Football is money. That's the movement. Every episode, constant improvement. In NFL, college too. If football matters, we're talking to you. Cowboys corner, cash in the end zone, fantasy life, coach mode, QB power, draft grades. Every week, new plays. We don't follow, we evaluate. Find the value, separate, because Vegas sets the line. Football is money. Reads between the signs. Football is money. Louder now. Turn it up. Hear the crowd. Every season, every play. Football is money. Every day. This is Football is Money. Real football. real money. Let's eat.
What's good, my fantasy family? Welcome back to Football is Money. I am your host. They call me Boss, and you are tuned in to your favorite football podcast on this platform, wherever you may be listening from. So today we're going to keep it real simple. We're going over the biggest headlines, what they actually mean for your fantasy team, what they mean for your business slip, and we're going to continue to talk about our third eye view. All right. And remember, we don't just watch the news or report the news. We try to figure out what the news means, right? So let's jump right into it. With the number one story we starting off with is going to be Baker Mayfield. He reveals that he played hurt last year. He said he played through multiple injuries during the 2025 season, including a knee and shoulder injury. And looking back, it kind of explained why Tampa Bay offense wasn't as explosive down the stretch. But the important thing is that Baker says he's now healthy entering this season, and he's still in the midst of a contract renegotiation. But outside of that, all of this is good news for the Buccaneers, and it's also good news for your fantasy managers and bettors who might still be pricing him based on last year's production instead of this year's projection. Okay, so Baker, he could become a value quarterback if people overreact to last year's stats and let that kind of cloud their judgment from drafting him. I have been noticing he's been falling a little lower, too low. And I understand this is a contract year. They're trying to get it worked out. But, Baker's is a decent middle of the pack quarterback, and he can go off at times. So I believe the Bucs going to retain him and keep him there. So as far as what it means for betting, watch Tampa Bay early season passing props and their win totals to kind of see where they at. You got to remember they in the NFC South, so that'll be fun with. And matter of fact, I think we going to the NFC South after. Well, no, next week we're going to the NFC North. All right, so after we go to the North, we're going to the South. But and we're gonna look deep inside pause. We're gonna look and check out what's going on with Baker and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So let's go to the number 2 story. We got Tua Tagovailoa competing for a starting job. And honestly, man, I thought when he went to Atlanta, that they was bringing him in to start, right? Kirk, he was there. They shipped him out. Michael Penix, he tried to do something, but he wasn't really able to do anything, ended up getting hurt. So, Tua enters this camp with something to prove, man. Anytime a quarterback is competing for a job, uncertainty normally follows. And that's important because uncertainty creates opportunity in fantasy. But it can also create traps in the bidding market, right? So before investing in this situation, we need camp reports. We need preseason reps and clarity on who actually wins the job. But like I've been said ever since the news broke, I really think Tua will be the starting quarterback there. I don't know if Michael Penix need a little more time or whatever the case may be, but I know right now he's injured, so he's not looking to play week 1. So I'm looking at Tua to go ahead and be the starter for this team. So don't overpay until the depth chart settles, all right? And avoid guessing on these future bets before camp answer some of these major questions that we have for this team. And the third eye view is opportunity is valuable, but uncertainty is dangerous. So tread lightly, man. Let's go to the next story, man. We got Cam Skattebo. He's expected to be back early. He should be back for week 1. Matter of fact, he should be ready for training camp, giving him a chance to compete immediately for touches. So this isn't about drafting him tomorrow. It's about watching how coaches use him. Training camp tells us far more than any off-season hype. So I believe his role will continue to grow, and that's where the fantasy value begins to appear before most people notice. he already had a spark last year, so he's riding on a little momentum. But that injury and how hard he runs, and just with total disregard for his body, you know, everybody is scared that he's gonna go out there and injure himself again. So we'll have to just kind of watch if he tailor his game down a little bit to try to avoid injury. But we'll see. We shall see. But for Skattebo, his fantasy value, I think he's an excellent late round watch candidate. Uh, Betting, it doesn't change futures yet, but monitor backfield usage. I think he will be the guy. So the third eye is don't chase headlines, follow the opportunity. And wherever that goes, you go along with it. All right, so let's go to the coach situation and see what they trying to do with JT Money, man. Jonathan Taylor is still one of football's most talented running backs, but the conversation around Indianapolis have shifted towards his workload. Talent is not the question right now. The volume is, and how many touches will he be getting this year? So for fantasy managers, Jonathan Taylor touches create all the points, right? For bettors, workload affects rushing props and offensive consistency. So this is exactly why footballers' money separate talent from opportunity. Because if he's not getting the opportunity, what does the talent matter? Nothing at all. So for your fantasy managers, man, you want to monitor his workload going into training camp in the preseason. You want to monitor it, not just monitor the rankings, right? For the betting, his weekly rushing props may matter more than season-long expectations. So if he's going to have a reduced workload, I wouldn't expect for him to have high volume production this year. So great players don't always equal great fantasy value, especially if the volume isn't there. So if he's not getting the workload, what you can't expect somebody to do more with less. All right. All right. So let's go to the last story, man. We're gonna talk about the NFL quarterback reset. So several quarterbacks enter 2026 with their careers at a crossroads, so to speak. We got Kyler Murray. He got a fresh opportunity in Minnesota. Malik Willis is trying to prove that he belongs as a starter down in Miami. Tua Tagovailoa left Miami, gone to Atlanta, and now he's fighting for stability. Kirk Cousins left for Atlanta, and he's gone to Vegas, and he's still trying to show that he has something left to give to a team. These situations are exactly why we use the third eye method, right? Every every quarterback battle creates winners, losers, fantasy opportunities, and betting opportunities. We just have to identify all of those different things before the market catches up. So I think Kyler Murray right now, out of all these quarterbacks, has the highest upside if everything clicks. So just let training camp reveal value instead of forcing early bets. All right, but out of this quarterback bunch, if I had to take one to have a breakout year, I'm gonna go with Kyler Murray. So quarterback changes often create the biggest market indifferences. So let's go to the third eye, and we're gonna kind of close it out. So just like I said at the beginning of the show, the third eye view is the foundation of football is money, right? We don't stop at football analysis. We run every story through three filters: football, fantasy, and betting. And when all three agree, you got confirmation that, this is going to pretty much line up. But when one doesn't match the other two, that's where we start digging. All right. Again, we're not looking for everything to connect. We're looking for the broken link, and that's where we zero in, right? Because that's where value lives, or where traps are hiding for you and me. So our job isn't to tell you what everybody already knows. Our job is to find what everybody else is missing. And that's what I want you to start looking for too. All right. So, how long we been here? Just a few minutes, man. Um, so that's gonna do it for today's headlines. You know, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join the Football is Money family over at footballismoney.com. Stay with us. We're gonna go over some more things in this episode, and just stick around, man. We'll be right back. This is Football is Money, baby. Let's talk about the third eye view. The Football is Money third eye view. So I'll begin by saying this. Every week, millions of football fans watch the exact same games. And fantasy players, they are watching for fantasy points. Bettors, they are watching for point spreads, over under totals. Football fans, they are watching for the scoreboard. But very few people are watching all three at the same time. And that's where Football is Money is different. So welcome to the third eye view. The third eye isn't another ranking system. It isn't another bidding model. And it's not another fantasy projection either. It's a different way of seeing football because one angle never tells the full story. Football tells you who can win. Fantasy tells you who can produce. And the bid market tells you how both of those are valued, right? So when you study one of those, you're missing the other 2/3 of the picture. Now let's go over the three pillars of the Football is Money third eye. You got number one, football. Everything starts here. Coaching, scheme, roster talent, injuries, matchups, player development. This tells us what should happen on the field every year. And then you got number two, fantasy. Now we ask, who is actually producing? Who gets the touches? Who gets targets? Who's creating weekly fantasy value? Because fantasy doesn't care about reputation. Fantasy rewards production. Third pillar, betting. Now comes the market. Vegas studies the same information. The public reacts to the headlines. The odds move. Go hand to hand. Now we ask, did the market price this correctly? That's always the number one question. All right. All right. So here's where most people misunderstand the third eye. So we're not looking for the cycle to line up perfectly. You see this wheel here? It's going around and everything going together. We're not, that's not how we're going to determine where our bets are, right? We're not looking for the cycle to line up perfectly. When football, fantasy, and betting all agree, there usually isn't much of an edge left. The market has already caught up. Everything lined up. What we're looking for is when the link is broken, right? That's where the value lives at. Maybe the football says the team got better. Fantasy said this offense is ready to explode, but Vegas still has them finishing third, fourth in their division. Now we found something worth studying, i.e., AFC North, AFC West, things like that. So, and let's see, maybe fantasy managers have completely given up on the player, but the football tells us that his role is actually getting bigger. You understand what I'm saying? Now we found value. Or let's say maybe Vegas loves a team because of the public, because the public pushes the numbers. So if Vegas loves a team, it's almost saying like the public is going with the headlines or whatever. All love go together. But say Vegas loves a team, but the football doesn't support it. Like you watch the games and these guys haven't been, playing accordingly. They haven't been making the moves during the off season, training camp going bad or whatever. The football doesn't support it. Now we found a potential trap. Okay, if you choose to bet with that. Still could be value if you understand and go against it. All right. It's always two sides to every bet. So the third eye, it doesn't ask who's the better quarterback, who's the better player, nothing like that. It doesn't ask who's winning MVP, who's going to the Super Bowl. None of that. None of that. The third eye asks what's not matching. Where's the football telling one story, fantasy telling another story, and the betting telling the third story. And that's where we slow it down. That's where we dig deeper. And that's where the edge begins to show its head so we can snatch it up. All right. So the football is money philosophy is most shows, they try to predict football, right? They want to tell you what's going to happen. We don't. We study the relationships between football, fantasy football, and the betting market because predictions are an opinion. Value can be measured, but we're not just trying to tell you who's good. We're trying to identify where the market may be wrong, where fantasy managers are sleeping, or where the football itself is telling a different story than everybody else. All right, so that's the football is money third eye view. 3 pillars, 1 perspective, 1 question. Where is the edge? Every division, every player, every fantasy decision, every betting opportunity, all of those things will be filtered through the third eye view. Okay? Because if football is money, we don't just watch football. We study where football, fantasy, and the betting market stop agreeing, and that's where the conversation begins. All right? Now, let's put the third eye to work. Here's our first story of the day. Fantasy football isn't won on your draft day. It's won by the decisions you make before you start drafting. And that's why we built the all-new Football is Money Draft Assistant. Whether you're drafting from the front, the middle, or the turn, the draft assistant helps you build a complete roster, identify value, and stay one step ahead of your league. So stop guessing and start drafting with a plan. Visit footballersmoney.com and check out our brand new Football is Money Draft Assistant today. Because every pick matters, because football is money. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and do a mock draft. Let me put my headphones on so I can hear these beeps. I can hear the timer and then make you speed up your draft pick. So I'm going to try not to talk as much so I don't miss any picks like I did last time, but I'm still going to try to talk you guys through the draft and what I'm looking at and what I recognize as we go through this draft process. We make this a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? All I need is a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I just need a little corner. That's all I need. I need y'all to see this screen up here. Don't mind. Have a little sippy sip. Man, I got a screen where I see everything right here on here. I got my screen is projecting over here, so pardon me if I'm looking away often. I'm just trying to make sure everything is going according to plan. All right, I'm just gonna try to get all these ads off of the screen. Yeah. Don't want to change the layout. All right, so I just wanted to make sure we had all the ads off the screen, nothing showing that shouldn't be, right? All right, that'll do. That'll do. So we already going. Let's see what we got. Bijan, Jamar Chase, Jameer Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey at 104. That's interesting to say the least. So I'm the number 10 pick. We already got our draft order in my league. In one of the Football is Money 4D leagues, we already have the order. So we're gonna go ahead and see. I picked number 10, so we're gonna go ahead and see. Somebody jumped and got James Cook, Dirty Mother Lover. Dirty Mother Lover. And I definitely was gonna go with that pick for sure. That was my pick. I was eyeing them. I was hoping they'd take CeeDee Lamb or somebody. So this build, I want to go. I want to go uh, hero running back, man. But it's like, let me see. It's like all the running backs that I wanted to get are already gone. So I'm gonna go. Give me, give me Chase Brown, man. Oh shit! I'm always taking too long. I do that every time, man. Wait till the last second. Now I'm not mad at CD Lamb as my pick. You know that's probably the best pick for me right there. But I was gonna get Chase Brown, man, just because I'm trying to do a different build. You know, I done got CD Lamb 9 out of 10 times at the 10th slot. So I'm if I wanted him, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be there. I see James Cook is going before CD Lamb, which is very interesting, you know, and he almost fell again. Look at Chase Brown right after me, Ashton Genty. Okay, so we got 7 running backs in this draft. 7 running backs, 5 receivers. So this room clearly knows that uh, that the running back talent dries up way faster than the receiver talent. So right now I'm looking at A Chain. I like A Chain, but I don't like his offensive system. Saquon, I think he's getting older. Right here, I like K Trey. You know, he went to the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes and Andy Reid, they're gonna want to establish the run game. They're gonna use him to all of his capabilities. So let me go ahead and get him. Yeah, so I wanted to get 2 running backs fresh out the gate, but you know the running back that I wanted to get wasn't really worth the first round pick, honestly. So CD Lamb was an auto draft pick, you know, and it could be worse. So let's see what we have here. 4 running backs at the turn of the second round. Omarion Hampton, Devon A. Chain, Derrick Henry, and took Kenneth K. Trey. We got Saquon Barkley going off the board. Justin Jefferson, 206. So basically, I could have took C.D. Lamb and turned around took Justin Jefferson. That would have been a power one-two punch at the receiver position. But I wanted to start off with a running back, so I gotta make sure that I'm getting my foundational pieces for my team. Right here, I need another running back as well, but I'm gonna I'm gonna change it up. Let me see the quarterbacks on here. So, uh, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna come back to me. But if Josh Allen come back, I'm gonna take him in the third round, just so I can throw a monkey wrench in the draft and just try to see what's going on. You know, it ain't like every mock draft. You're not drafting to like I'm gonna get this player, I'm gonna get that player, I'm gonna make sure I get. Nah, that ain't well. That's not why you mocking, man. You mocking just to get a lay of the land. Call it a recon mission. You know what I'm saying? You going out and you checking. You trying to see what's going on. How far can you wait before you get this position or this player or whatever the case may be? Learning how the room move, and not saying that how this mock draft move is how every draft is gonna go, but you kind of get a basic understanding as to what's going on in the draft fantasy world. Because although it might not be identical to your particular draft, but it's gonna be similar. See, somebody was thinking the same thing as I was. Josh Allen, first pick off the board, first quarterback off the board in the third round. So since that first quarterback went, we can assume that there will be more quarterbacks coming off the board. Just I'm just gonna assume. Then we got Brock Bowers, then Trey McBride coming off. First two tight ends, as always, in the second round, as always. And that's something that you track over every mock. You know what I'm saying? These guys have went every mock draft in the second round that I've been doing. At first, it seemed kind of out of place, but these guys want to lock up their tight end position. I don't want to spend a second round pick on the guy that's going to get 6 catches, 60 yards. You know what I'm saying? I think the tight end position could be filled in much later in the draft without spending so much draft capital on them. Josh Allen, I understand, and but what I can tell is that no one in this mock draft is mocking for a double QB league, because if they were, quarterbacks would have came off the board in the first round. Lamar Jackson still on the board. All these guys. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take a L Jack. I'm gonna go ahead and take him. I never take a quarterback this early. You know what I'm saying? Never. And I know last mock draft, you guys was like, when you gonna take your quarterback? I value quarterbacks, man. I just don't feel the need to reach all the time. So I right now just want to see if I can cause a quarterback frenzy. You know what I mean? But it don't look like it. These guys still going receiver, running back. They trying to get the core of their team together. And I can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it. What we gonna tell that brother? Pastor Kavasi. Hey, everybody singing now. Ooh. Jump, jump. Don't this hit make my people wanna? Devontae Smith. Is it on me already? I haven't been scouting for my next player. And I'll be dirty and just get Joe Burrow right here too. Just fuck him all the way up. Man, give me Joe B. Now I'm just trolling. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I am, um, even though this mock isn't set up to my league settings, scoring settings and everything, roster settings, I am drafting with that in mind though. You know what I'm saying? In our league, in both of the NFL 4D and the Footballers Money 4D league, both of those leagues are gonna be super flex. So, which is essentially a double QB league, if you ask me. So I got my two QBs. Normally Joe Burrow, he'll be like right here where the super flex is, under the flex. So, so kind of look at him as being my second QB. That's what I'm doing. But the thing with that is that no one else in this mock draft is drafting for a WQB league. So this is how certain types of draft can throw you off. That's why it's better to draft with your exact um, league settings so you can get a better lay of the land. So right now, I know I'm going against the grain, and everybody in here isn't drafting with the same settings in mind. All right. But I just wanted to let you guys know that you can practice your draft for what you need at the same time. Just, I mean, so like even still, I'm drafting for a 2 QB league. Somebody, rest of these guys could be drafting for standard leagues, but you still can look at the board and still get a good idea of what's going on, right? So we got Lamar Jackson coming off. I took Joe Burrow. Drake May's the fourth quarterback coming off the board. Drake Mays, he's been going pretty high here lately, man. Christian Watson, Fonte Adams. All right, so let me just scat out a little bit. I got my two QBs, so I'm finished filling these out right here. I never get QBs this late. I mean this early, and I definitely don't draft them back to back. Oh, yep, I was looking at him as well. They took him off the board as soon as I'm looking at it. Travion Henderson, but it's all good. I might go with Bayshore Tootin, Bootin Scootin Tootin. He's gonna be the RB1 in Jacksonville. He just gotta capitalize on this opportunity. He just gotta capitalize. Jadarian. Let me see. The rookie. So Jadarian Price, he's gonna get. I'm looking for him to be the starting running back in Seattle with Zach Charbonnet being out. And he's gonna be out for a while. So it's all up to Jadarian to go in and capitalize again. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's how stars are born. You know, you go in, you don't think there's opportunity, but the guy in front of you get hurt. Hey, next man up. LFG. LFG. Let's go look at these receivers. So I like my running backs. You know, they not tier one running backs, but they'll get the job done for me. Especially when I got guys like CeeDee Lamb, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Like, come on. Come on. What are we talking about here? So I'm looking for me a receiver. Oh, Mike Evans. He's going to be with Brock Purdy. You know, the 49ers offense is a stellar offense. Cornell Tate. He's going to be playing with Cam Ward. I think they're going to jump up this year. Romo Doomsday. He's supposed to be making a step forward, but no one actually knows. So I'm just looking down, man, trying to see everybody that's still here. And these are a lot of good receivers. I want to take DJ Moore because I feel like he's going to be Josh Allen #1 target. But I'm going to go with you. Let's go, Rome. Let's go, Rome. Let me see if I can find a tight end and not a loose end. I don't need no loose ends. Oh, Isaiah Likely. He went with John Harbaugh to the Giants. You know, he was the backup in Baltimore. John Harbaugh got, fired from the Ravens, and he took Isaiah Likely with him, you know. So, and he keeps promising that this guy's gonna take a big step. So you got Isaiah Likely battling out with Theo Johnson, I want to say. Brent Strange, he just got new money in Jacksonville. Skid Mark Andrews still here. George Kittle. So, I mean, right now, I actually like a lot of these tight ends on the board. I don't feel like it's any need for me to try to go ahead and jump to get one. So, let me go fill out my flex spots. Who can I throw in the flex? A starter. Starting flex. Still got CT up here. J-Dub. Alec Pierce, he's going to be the #1 receiver in the Indianapolis Colts offense. Makai Lemon, he's gonna have to absorb some of those targets that AJ Brown was getting. Andre Stevenson. I think Jordan Tyson should be going into a good situation as well. think next up. See, this is why drafting two quarterbacks in these early rounds can kind of mess you up. Because let me go back and look at the quarterbacks now. We still got Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray. I've been talking good about Kyler Murray. Bo Nix, um, Brock Purdy, Mahomes, Stafford, Malik Willis, JG go off, J Lo. Look at J Lo all the way down here, man. Chuck, Baker Mayfield. We just got done talking about Shake and Bake. And and look how far he dropped down. CJ Stroud. This is a disgrace. I got a homeboy that's a Texan fan, and he just talks so highly of this guy, and I'd be like, bro, do you watch the games? Do you watch the games, my boy? Nobody respects this dude, man. The league don't respect him. Fantasy managers don't respect him. I don't respect him. I'm gonna go ahead, man. They done took Alec Pierce, man. See, everybody I be eyeing, they be taking from me. They getting him. All right, so I don't want to get an auto pick. Like it seems like round 7th round, it's like BTJ. Now I know they talking about they might trade him, but they might trade him to a better situation, and he have even more production for your boy. All right, so let me see. Go give me one of these loose ends. So that's all up here now, loose ends. All right, I'm gonna stop saying this shit. Hey, yo, Jake. Surgical with this bitch, Jake. Travis Kelce, Mr. Swift. That's Mr. Swift now. Britton Strange. I already got a Jag. Might get scared, Mark Andrews, but like I say, I'm trying to avoid getting players that I normally get. I'll take a chance on Isaiah Likely. So now's the time that you can get both of these guys and don't have to worry about them canceling each other out. I like Strange though. Kenyon Sadiq. I'm going for give me Likely. I'll throw a dart at Likely. Just trying to see what we got going, man. No biggie, no rush. It's just a mock. And I want to say this is only like my 100th mock. It's only my 100th mock draft for the off season. So, I haven't done that many yet. It's still warming up. We still got a couple of months to go. About 6 weeks. Hey, man, we counting down. I think it's time for us to put a countdown timer on the website so we can count down the kickoff. Because it's about that time. We about halfway through July, so what? Beginning of September, like a little over 6 weeks, man. Yes, sir. LFG. Shit. And then when football season get here, it'd be like it's be over. Just like that. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. This is the footballer's money. We got a cognac. You know what I'm saying? I won't try it. And I'm just bullshitting with you, man. We ain't got no damn cognac, man. You know we ain't had no cognac. What you looking like that for? Footballer's money cognac. Get you a bottle. Get you a bottle on footballersmoney.com. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Footballer's Money does not have a cognac. Would be nice though. Probably can get a couple of free bottles if we made some. If anybody's looking to play fantasy with us, man, we're gonna be giving away one free entry to one of our fantasy leagues. So Just hit me up at footballersmoney.com or through the YouTube comments or however you can get in touch with me, Facebook, X, whatever. Hit me up and let me know that you're trying to play fantasy, and I'll be giving away a free roster of a free team. Be letting you guys in one of these leagues for free, so you can win you some money without having to put nothing down. Just hit me up, man, and I'll be choosing one lucky fantasy manager to play in the Football is Money League, man. And it ain't just about winning money, man. You get so much knowledge and information and game, and you know, it's gonna help you be a better fantasy manager for the years to come. And you guys do not forget to check out the Football is Money Draft Manager. All right. Once I make this pick, we will be pulling it up. What's my team looking like? We're gonna try Jaden Reed because we don't know who's gonna be the number one in Green Bay. And either one of those guys could pop. Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, what's the other guy named? Christian Watson. Somebody already got him. And that's fine. That's fine. So let me go to this draft assistant for you guys in the draft lab. Okay. So here we go. Football is Money draft assistant. We call him the draft dominator. So you go in here, you just choose your league size all the way to 32 teams. If you're crazy enough to do that, put your draft position in. PPR redraft, roster size 12, 16. Sorry, I think we're going to have 18 players in ours, 2 flex spots, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, super flex. And you can put your league got tight end premiums and all of that. So let me go. Oh, where's my league? Where's my league? Where's my league? Give me Jaden Higgins. Okay. So back to the draft lab. Okay, my bad. I thought I was showing you guys this stuff here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, again, this is at footballersmoney.com. And so you can choose Superflex if you got a tight end premium, 6 point, 3 wide receivers, IDP, whatever the case may be. Then you go in there, fill out everything. And then you come here to risk style, balance, safe floor, high upside. And we're going to go safe floor. And let's go elite QB because we're doing Superflex. Take the tight end premium off, 6 points, passing touchdowns. And let's build our strategy. So, elite quarterback, this 12-team PPR redraft strategy is built for slot 10 and an 18 player roster, right? So, it's just going to go through and tell you what you need to do. Secure a cornerstone quarterback. Win the early starting lineups, and it's going to take you through every round and give you a detailed draft analysis all the way up until your last pick, whatever you put in there. And danger zones, it's going to tell you all of this, what you want to avoid, etc., etc. And it got the different tabs up here, target ranges where you want to grab certain players. tier strategy, backup plans. If your round one target is gone, it's going to give you some more options. So, optional live coach, this is what you can use if you want to use it while you draft live. And you got a cheat sheet. One rounds 1 through 3 core starters, win elite tiers and avoid reaching. 4 through 8 lineup balance, attack value, and positional scarcity. Rounds 9 plus upside, draft breakout pass, handcuffs, and future value. Okay, let's get out of that. Is it my turn? I'm up in one pick. All right, let me look at my team. 3 more bench spots. Let me find me a backup running back. Jonah Coleman could be the backup running back. Isaiah Pacheco, I think he'll get some work. So let's go. And a lot of these guys I keep getting in a lot of my mock drafts, but for the most part, it's all different. It's pretty much different. Uh, I'm always try to get BA, man. Brandon Aubrey. Let's see if I can still. I really want to see. So let me see. Somebody got the Rams defense already. Who got Cam Little before Brandon Aubrey? It's mad weird, yo. It's mad weird, yo. I get the Texans. They're a solid defense. I wanted to see where the Rams were. My Cowboys all the way down here at the bottom. There's gonna be some great value. I'm telling you guys early. That's gonna be great value. So basically, you can wait till the end of the draft, still get you a decent defense. Okay, there go the Rams up here. 10-6. I just want to see what they're gonna be like this year, man. Seahawks just came off the board. I got one kicker spot, 2 more bench spots. So what do I want? I need a backup tight end. I got 2 running backs already. Let's go with some upside. Let's go with some OG. Let's see. Got Hawk, Schultz, Eli. I don't know about him. And Joku, he gone to the Chargers. Yeah, there go Theo. He had a decent, somewhat serviceable. He had serviceable weeks last year. I plugged him in a few times, and he didn't disappoint. To tell you the truth, he held me down, helped me get through a couple of weeks. So let's see, tight end, tight end. Let me see who else I can throw over here. Like I said, I normally don't use this queue, but I want to throw a couple of guys over here to see. Denzel Boston still up here. Juwan Jennings. Let's see if we can find a sleeper. Who's gonna be our sleeper? Ryan Flournoy. He's been a fantasy ad, a trending ad piece. I'm gonna go with this upside here. And you know what? I don't know if Jeremy Bernard is gonna make it on a team from the draft. So like a lot of these guys, I want to see how far they drop down as well. You know what I mean? Jacoby Lane. Like, I don't think no one is gonna be looking to draft these guys, and they're gonna be, there's gonna be some decent value. Just gotta be in it to win it. Debo fell off. Stephon Diggs, he's saying that there's not, you know 32 wide receivers two that's better than him, and I gotta agree, but I don't think it's his football play that's got him off of a team right now. It's all of the other drama that he got going on. So, with that being said, someone snatched my kicker. All right, which is understandable, right? And I get it. Um, so, and they snatched my backup tight end. So we're going to go get let's let's get Dicker the kicker. Get Dicker the kicker. All right, we about to wrap it up, man. We about to wrap it up. Two more rounds. Who who me going get? Who me going get? Me get me backup Titan. My backup tight end. I say Titan. I said tight end. And one of these receivers, one of these young receivers over here, uh, out, out, out of the three, out of the three, I'm hoping Jacoby Lane makes the biggest impact week 1. Denzel Boston think he'll take some time because they don't know who their quarterback is. Jeremy Bernard, he's got an Aaron Rodgers problem. Jacoby Lane, I think he comes into out of these three receivers, obviously, he comes into the better situation with the better quarterback, right? Better run game, better overall offense team, period. So we're gonna go for him. And too, like if you wanted to do your queue, you can get all your players over here, get them in the order that you want. And then if you got something to do, throw it on auto draft and walk off. Long as you know that these the players that you want and you got them in the order. Like if this player gone, I take this one and so forth and so on down the line. Come on already. Push the god doggone button. So let's look at our team. After we get done, we're gonna send it off. We're gonna send it off and let the fantasy gods look at it, and we're gonna let them grade it, and we'll come right back and we're gonna go over it together as a team, so we all can get better together. All right. But looking at this team, it's not my favorite. I like my quarterbacks. Um, you know, I like one of my receivers a lot. I like one of my running backs a lot. The other one got potential. Not really too. I'm not really sold on my tight end position. Um, BTJ again. I think 7th round, man. I'm gonna take him every time there. Kicker the Dicker, man. I said kicker the Dicker. Dicker the kicker. He's cool. I like the Texans as my defense. Uh, let's see my bench: Jaden Reed, Jaden Higgins, Isaiah Pacheco, Kenyon Sadiq. I mean, it's cool, man. It's not my best build. I say that right now. And if I had to guess, I'd say they I get a B plus. I get a B plus. I get an A for quarterback. I get a I think I get an A plus for quarterback. They might give me a B minus Might get a B minus for receivers because I didn't get enough. Somebody stole Jacoby Lane. So, oh, or did they? Oh no, I got Jacoby Lane. Okay, cool. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like my receivers. I got deep receivers. Running backs. Only got one backup. So I think I get an A quarterbacks, A for receivers. I get a B for running backs, maybe a C plus for tight ends. Defense, I get an A. Kicker, I say C plus, B minus. I'm not for sure, but I'm just trying to give a grade based off what I think basically. And I think my bench is pretty good. It's solid. It's a more upside and breakout. You know what I'm saying? High ceiling type of a deal. But we'll just have to monitor this and see what happens. What camera we at? What camera we at? So the draft is almost over with. Well, the draft is complete. Pardon me. The draft is complete, man. Uh, normally we'll go through all these and try to see what these people were doing in every round. But I'm just gonna let you kind of look at it as this timer run out. If anything stands out, we'll go over it. Cam Little was the first kicker off the board in round 11. Respect the Rams. No, the Broncos. Somebody got the Broncos in round 9. Round 9 when you got, and then he turned around and got a running back. When you still got J.K. Dobbins, Bill, Rashad White. Kind of in the same stratosphere. You got when somebody get a kicker, defense, or something like that in these early rounds, it's gonna always make me kind of single them out, and I want to see what they did and how on point, what's them. I like they running back, like the tight end, solid quarterback. The receivers are mad iffy. Tight end cool, backup running back cool. Yeah. So I think this team is kind of top heavy. Now this right here, this was a bad 1-2 punch. JSN and Drake London, Rasheed Rice. He went. This is the zero running back method. That's when the first 2-3 rounds you go straight receiver. And this guy over here, he went hero running back. That's when you go straight running back for the first 2-3 rounds. He went running back for the first 5 rounds. So you can see he had a plan. So he's probably drafting with the notion that, someone's going to need a running back and maybe he can get a little extra for hoarding these running backs. But a fella like myself, I'm going to put him on a bench and make a wrong decision every week. I like to see people benches with 30, 40 points from their running back. Make the wrong decision because you shouldn't have been greedy. And now you don't know who to start. Having too many good players is almost just as bad as not having enough. Because somebody got to sit on the bench and you got to put somebody in the game. And not all fantasy studs produce like a stud every week. And every week, there's always one guy that you don't think is going to pop. And he go dummy. I'm talking about go dummy. So that's always nice to see. Here go another zero running back method over here. And this guy, he just went balanced. Running back, tight end, quarterback, receiver. So he felt like he missed out on receivers in the first 3 rounds. But that's the thing with receivers is they're deeper than running backs, tight ends. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Like I said, I'm just looking at this board and trying to see if anything stands out to me that we could talk about real quick. This guy got Ashton Genty with his #1 pick, and I guess nobody learned from betting on him last year. So we got running back, a hero running back method, hero running back. These two are balanced. Hero running back balance. Zero running back, hero running back, kind of balanced. And this guy went heavy wide receiver. That's what you call heavy wide receiver. Heavy receiver, heavy running back. Yeah. Okay. But it was cool. Good draft, man. I think I did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? What would you have changed? Who would you have picked differently? You know what I'm saying? But stick with us. We're gonna take a quick break. And we'll be right back with our fantasy grade from this mock draft. Are you mocking me? From the 10th spot once again. We did a draft a mock draft from the 10th spot last year, and it was one of my favorite episodes. And here I am again, same mock, same draft position. But yeah, anyway, man, we'll be right back. Fantasy football isn't won on your draft day. It's won by the decisions you make before you start drafting. And that's why we built the all-new Football is Money Draft Assistant. Whether you're drafted from the front, the middle, or the turn, the Draft Assistant helps you build a complete roster, identify value, and stay one step ahead of your league. So stop guessing and start drafting with a plan. Visit footballersmoney.com and check out our brand new Football is Money Draft Assistant today. Because every pick matters, because football is money. All right. Okay, so we back, and we finna go over the results from our mock draft. We were drafting at the 10th spot. We had the 10th pick. And we're just gonna see how this draft was graded. I gave you what I assumed it would be, but I just ran it through Chat GPT and asked it, not saying it's to know everything, but it kind of gives us a basic understanding of what we're looking at, especially if you prompt it correctly. And also, we building something similar, just like this, the draft grade on Football is Money as well, to go along with the draft assistant. So you guys just keep tuning in, keep sticking with us, man. We got a lot of cool stuff that's coming. All right. So let's go ahead and let me cut me up a little bit. So let's go ahead and go through. Let's go through this draft. Okay, so I'm reading along with you guys. So we looking at it, and we're gonna grade it from two different perspectives, right? We're gonna do if we were drafting for just a regular 1 QB league, and we did super flex. So we're gonna go over our picks. So right here you see we got Lamar Jackson and we got Joe Burrow as our quarterbacks. And I got those back to back just because I was drafting in the mind for the super flex league that we in the sleeper league, the Football is Money 4D league. Not saying that's what I'm gonna do. I just wanted to see how it would play out and like what talent I can get after, investing so highly in those two quarterbacks. And those were the only two quarterbacks that I got because I did the mock draft on fantasy, and they only got 15 slots in their mock. So I got Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow as my quarterback. Turned around, got Kenneth Walker, Bayshore Tootin, Isaiah Pacheco as my running backs. My wide receivers pretty deep. I got CeeDee Lamb, BTJ, Rome Odunze, Jaden Reed, Jaden Higgins, Jacoby Lane, Tight ends, I got Kenyon Sadiq and Isaiah Likely. So let's see what they say. If this was a QB, one QB league, let me slide over. So if this was a one QB league, we'll get a A minus, 90 out of 100. It say we absolutely crushed the wide receiver room with CD, Brian Thomas, Rome Odunze, Jaden Reed. And I like these guys. You know, Lamb, BTJ, my boy Romy Rome. Jaden Reed, he got potential to be the number one. So we'll see. What they say, that's a championship caliber receiving core. All right. Kenneth Walker is a quality RB1, and Pacheco gives you insurance with upside. Let's see, where value was lost. And I agree with this, obviously. So it say, in a one QB league, taking Joe Burrow is a luxury, and I get it, right? While everyone else is drafting another starter at running back or wide receiver, you investing in a player who may never crack your starting lineup because Lamar is your every week starter. Now, I mean, I don't know, but I get it. I get it. So, and it's not maximize your roster value, especially if you're in a one QB league. But again, I was drafting with Superflex in mind. So the biggest strength they say is the elite receivers. Biggest weakness using premium draft capital on the backup quarterback. So, so far in this, I guess format, it's just like, hey, you just wasted a valuable pick getting another quarterback when you only need one, and got two premium quarterbacks. But even still, if you did something like that, one of those quarterbacks become very valuable, and you can, trades are very real. So for the price of a Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson, you can get some top tier skill players. If this was a one QB league and you just wanted to draft two premium quarterbacks, so like it's all different type of ways you can work when you're talking about this fantasy. All right. So let's go on to if this was my super flex, which basically that's what I was drafting with in mind. So let's see. We got an A plus. The last one we got an A. So we got an A and an A plus, man. You can't ask for too much more than that. Like it's nothing higher than an A plus. We got 96 out of 100. And they say this draft changes completely. Joe Burrow is he's not a backup anymore. He's one of my biggest advantages. Now my QB room becomes Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. And that is ridiculous, just like you say, right? And I was just fooling around, man, just to see if I could. And I was able to. Again, not necessarily meaning that that's what I'm going to do. But it is giving me some ideas. If you're watching, you better be paying attention, especially if you're playing with me. I don't know. Hey, things can go either way, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just might do something. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Like really, who knows? That's why I ain't scared to show y'all this because what I do in these mock draft. Everything might go completely different once we get into the real deal. You feel me? So, what it say? Most managers will have QB plus, well, QB1 plus a QB 18 through 24. You know what I'm saying? I got a QB1 and a QB5. That's what they saying. But I think it's more closer to a QB2 and a QB3. And that's the weekly edge of 10 to 20 points against any team. All right. So my wide receiver room is still elite. We got all the names, no changes here. Running back room, still one of the areas I monitor, and I agree. I only got 3 of them. I should have got at least 4, but then again, like I said, we were drafting on Yahoo. They only have 15 slots, so try to do the most you can. We're gonna do a sleeper draft probably here real soon. But only thing with the sleeper draft is you're drafting against bots if you can't get everybody to get in and draft with you. But also, we are about to draft. We're about to draft. and on the 19th. So it's gonna be a long draft, but I'm gonna try to stream some of it here and there just to kind of show you guys what's happening in the Football is Money 4D League. And I'm gonna show you who's cooked already. All right. All right. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. So it's a trade value is what trades everything. Yeah, people call it, man. Messing up my camera. All right. So what it say? Trade value. This is where Superflex changes everything. So Joe Burrow he's not just a starter, he's leveraged. If another manager loses a QB or drafted poorly, Burrow becomes one of the most valuable trade assets in the league. And I would never trade Joe Shiesty, man. What are y'all talking about? Never. So the biggest difference between the two formats, Joe Burrow is a luxury in the QB1 league. He doesn't significantly improve your weekly lineup. I don't agree again, but, you know, I mean, when you got Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, who's going to go top of who? I'm going to take Joe B, man, because he got the receivers. And both of them boys cold. So if this was a 1 QB league, I would start Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson. What, you say I'm crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. Possibly. All right. So, what it say? That draft pick could have gone towards another starting running back. All right. I get it. I get it. In a super flex league, Joe Burrow is the man. I get it too. You know what I'm saying? So, final comparison. So, quarterback rooms, even in the 1 QB room, league, they still gave me an A plus. Well, value was a B minus, A plus in the super flex. Running back room, same B plus, B plus, B plus. Wide receiver room, A plus on both sides. Tight end room got a B. Overall, for my 1 QB league, I got a 90 out of 100, which gives me an A minus. In my super flex, I got an A plus, 96 out of 100. So this draft was built for super flex, not standard fantasy. In a normal 1 QB league, I tell you that Joe Burrow was unnecessary investment. In your sleeper league, I think it was one of the defining picks of the draft. It gives you a positional advantage, protects you from quarterback injuries, and give you a premium trade chip if another manager gets desperate. And yeah, I agree. I agree with it. Let me go ahead and get that out. So, you know, there you have it, man. Our mock draft from the 10th pick. Once again, 2 years in a row, same thing. And we cool with it. I think I could have did better on this draft. You know, I wasn't really too high on it, right? But we'll see, man. We shall see as the draft get here and we get to actually picking these players up. All right. So now let's go to the wheel. Let's see if we can go to the wheel. Yeah. And this isn't the $100 giveaway wheel. This is the comments wheel. This is the wheel, you know, that we load up with all the comments from whatever episode, and we just give the viewers some love, acknowledge them, man, and respond to them live on the camera. You know what I mean? Even though I did hit y'all back, because I try to make sure I touch bases with everybody who reach out to us. All right, so we're gonna spin it. Maybe we'll get 3. We'll do 3. So let's go. Hope we get 3 good ones. Who we got? I love Rose. I love Rose 585. What she say? She said, I really enjoyed this breakdown. The analysis was detailed, honest, and easy to understand even for casual fans. Hey, we appreciate that. And that's what we try to do. You know, it's an informative show. We try to educate about a game that is awesome. Let's see. My favorite part was hearing your thoughts on the Jaguars and the Travis Hunter move. It was interesting to hear both the upside and the risk. And like I say, we just try to lay out all the detail, not try to, persuade anybody to take certain picks or certain players. Just give everybody the information, as much information as we possibly can in one episode so we can make better, more informed decisions. Right? But appreciate you. I love Rose 585. Stay tuned in, man. Let's see. Let's get us another one. Let's get us another one. What we got now? Dado Muyo. I think I'm saying it right. 1307. He said, congratulations to all winners. Keep up the amazing work. I continue supporting, sharing, and engaging with your content. Hey, Dado, we appreciate you for tuning in, man. Keep supporting, keep sharing. We hear every week, multiple times a week, and we very much appreciate your support. And congratulations to all the winners. If you don't know, we do a $100 monthly giveaway. We're going to be spinning the same wheel with all of the contestants' names on there. But every month, the wheel resets. So for July wheel that we're going to spin in August, you guys need to be tapped in right now. Comment, make sure you subscribe, sign up at footballersmoney.com and get your name on the wheel. All right? Because at the beginning of August, we will spin it and somebody's going to win 100. All right, so let's spin this wheel one more time, man, before we get out of here. Let's go. Who we got? We got Mama Cher, 88. Interesting perspective. I like how you focus on reliability and not just talent when ranking the teams. And that's one of the most important things that we have to focus on. Because if we can't rely on these players, if we can't rely on these teams, then we can't put our money on them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be the reason that anybody lose any money. I don't need nobody coming back to me saying, hey, I did what you said and it didn't go how you wanted to. Hey, look, I'm getting me the information and I'm not being a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give it to you guys as well. So even if you don't know too much about football, you can kind of see a couple of things and say, hey, man, let me put something on that right there. And then you win some money. So reliability is one of the greatest things that we have to pay attention to when we are talking about this. All right. So, you know what? Let me get one more. This is the last one for reals. For real. Yeah. Let's see who we got. Joy Madula. All right. She says, I love the content. I appreciate how you break down football from both the fan and money perspective, the draft grades, fantasy impact, betting angles, and team outlooks make every episode worth watching. Thank you for consistently putting out great content and giving back to the community with these giveaways. Wishing continued growth and success to Footballers Money. And I think this is the best comment to end this show on. Hey, we appreciate you, Joy, and continue to stay a part of the Footballers Money family. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're going to be spinning the wheel every week with you guys' comments and try to shine a little light on what you guys are saying to, keep the engagement high, right? All right, let me get that off of there. But, hey, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. I am your host. They call me Boss. This is Footballers Money, and we out, baby.
That's a wrap. Thanks for listening. listening to Football is Money. Find every episode and more at footballismoney.com.